on the one hand, it's still going to be months before we get to Resi 5, but on the other hand, that's as short as a few months.
So, I'm gonna let you know now. RE5 is where they start doing co-op, as you already know. But there's at least 3 games after 5 that continue the co-op trend. If you want to get in on that, because I don't know what the AI is like in those games. I just know that the RE5 AI is really not great.
Hence why I immediately volunteered to tag team with you, because I may not be the best player around, but I've still got to be smarter than that AI.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see as we go.
All right.
Look at me getting all excited over it. I was about to pick up the controller and start doing stuff, but then I remembered this is YouTube. If I start meddling with my controller, I'm just gonna screw up the video. I guess that's how excited I am to be a part of this. On an unrelated note, I hear that Transformers 1 may be struggling at the box office right now.
That is
I
definitely
don't
not
know
what
that.
I heard.
Like, again, I don't know how valid this report is, but that is just what I've heard. Underperforming based on what Hasbro wants it to do, anyway.
Oh, Hasbro can shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Like, the reason I'm worried about whether this movie will, actually do well or not is not just because it's the first fully animated Transformers movie in what, 28 years, 38 years. Yeah, 38 years. But I've heard before the film even dropped that it's whether or not the GI Joe crossover film will progress forward. It will depend heavily on the reception of TF1.
And sad thing is, it's doing well. But if it's not up to Hasbro standards, anyway. Hi
It's a
everyone,
benchmark
welcome to
to
the
go.
stream. Vegas Bear here as always with Mekumon and Taro.
Hi, from GB4.
Yeah, he's
I have a plasma rifle.
Taro is currently in GB4, so he's just gonna kind of be around.
Meanwhile, Bear and I are ready to get covered in guts and gore.
Dang, I didn't realize you two were Evil Dead pro tags.
Have you not watched this play? Have you not watched these playthroughs?
Do you not know us?
I've seen the playthroughs. I was making a reference because that's what usually happens in Evil Dead.
Alright, we are back with Resident Evil Remake 1.
Get your boomsticks ready, people.
And I know I said this before, but That's the one thing you do not want to see in a morgue. A body just getting up. Because that means either zombies, slasher killers, or there was a mistake.
Or some combination of the three.
Yep.
A zombie slasher killer that was brought there by mistake.
So Jason Voorhees.
Yeah! Yeah, Jason Voorhees!
Or anything from Fear Street, let's be honest.
That too.
I mean, I don't even watch the Jason Voorhees movies, and somehow I know that's right.
Yeah, because, like, from part 6 onwards, he was, like, a full-on zombie. Well, not full-on zombie. What I meant...
He's undead.
He's undead. Some have compared him to a revenant. Others say he's a form of deadite.
Especially considering there was this one comic where Ash Williams kicked both his and Freddy Krueger's asses at the same time.
Hell yeah.
Proving once and for all that Bruce Campbell is overpowered. Nerf him at your own risk.
What'd you say, Eklund?
Proving once and for all that Bruce Campbell is overpowered. Nerf him at your own risk.
Approach him at your own risk. Have you seen the body count that goes along with him?
See, that's the thing. If you're not being a jerk to him or a deadite, you're fine.
Yep.
Not unless you're a human that's with him in any deadite fight.
Now, see, just turning into a deadite or being overtaken by them in any given scenario, that's a skill issue.
Way to roast all of Ash's friends.
Ash
Way to
himself
roast.
proves it. It's a skill issue.
Now, to be fair, they did go with the plot line that Ash was always meant to encounter the Necronomicon.
And now, to bring us full circle with my own taste in zombie media, did you know that he crossed over with Marvel Zombies?
Yes, I did.
Did you know that there were technically 2 of him in Marvel Zombies?
Yes, because there was an Ash Williams. Well, this comic kind of confirms there's an Ash Williams in the Marvel universe.
So here's the TLDR of it. The Ash Williams comes from a version of the Evil Dead comic universe, ends up crossing over into the Marvel one because a zombified version of the Sentry punched his lights out in heaven. Seriously. The Sentry being Marvel's answer to Superman. The Sentry was effectively patient zero for this particular zombie outbreak. Ash got to the world first and was trying to warn people that, yeah, zombies are coming. The Avengers laughed at him and basically assumed he was an escaped mental patient.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, who was forced to bring him back to whatever asylum he supposedly came from, was the only person to listen. Spidey ends up getting bitten anyway. Because the entire time he's transporting Ash back to whatever asylum he believes Ash came from, or at least trying to bring him to a hospital, the Avengers had been attacked by the Sentry, zombified, and Colonel America went out of his way, yes, Colonel in this universe, to track down and bite Spidey. Dude legit just falls out of the sky to bite Pete on the shoulder while he's in midair.
Because fuck you.
And yes, just to further cement everything, Pete's spider sense did go off mere seconds before the bite happened. Anyway, this Ash Williams makes it quite far into the initial 24 hours of the outbreak, only to get killed by a zombified Howard the Duck.
It should be noted that the version that gets killed by Howard is one native to the Marvel Universe. Or that universe, at least.
No, that was the one that got punched out of heaven. The one that's actually native to this universe lives through the rest.
No.
I might be remembering the comic wrong then.
Yeah, because that one saw another version of himself, freaked out, and then got surprise attacked by a zombified Howard the Duck.
Ah, right. Ash proves that he at least has a decent head on his shoulders when he's not surprised by seeing another version of himself. Because he still believes these are some form of Jedi at this time, he doesn't have much evidence to the contrary. So, along with a group of heroes, he insists that they search for the Necronomicon Ex Mortis in order to find some way to send the Deadites away. Turns out, it's in Doctor Doom's personal library.
Because
when Ash does manage to get there and get his hands on the book, because Doom is actually attempting to evacuate people, proving that he does have a soul in there.
Oh, yeah.
He's doing what's right for the people.
No, like,
Doom is a...
Doctor Doom, like, when it comes to the people of Latveria, he may be he may come off as harsh, but everything he does is for the people of Latveria.
He's a tyrant, but he's a tyrant that cares about his people to some degree.
It's not even really a tyrant in the traditional sense. He just keeps Latveria closed off from the rest of the world. And Latveria is honestly, like, better off for it.
In this particular case, he's allowing for people who were not native to Latveria to also escape with the Latverians. He realizes this is a global crisis, and I'm going to hate myself, probably worse than I already do, if I only save my people and don't try to save any others. He had stolen technology from the Baxter Building to create an interdimensional portal that was set to randomize its coordinates every few seconds so that the people who were evacuating would get sent to different alternate dimensions in hopes of escaping the zombies.
That's actually really smart.
Victor Von Doom is many things. Stupid is not one of them.
Fair. Honestly fair.
Unfortunately, on the note of the Baxter building, it takes the arrival of the zombie Double S to finally overthrow the defenses at Latveria and start the final downfall of humanity. During this time, as I had mentioned, Ash had gotten his hands on the Necronomicon, and it basically laughed in his face, telling him, "I didn't do this."
I didn't
Ash
do this at
threatened
all.
it-
This is all on. This is all on these people. They're all a bunch of fucking morons.
It was initially unwilling to help to get the multiverse thing working, until Ash reminded it that you're a book made of flesh. The zombies will eat you. Don't worry, the Necronomicon gets its comeuppance anyway by the end of the story.
Yeah, I remember this because if I could say this part, Ash leaves the book behind in the Marvel Zombies universe, pissing off the book, and when one of the zombies picks up the book is like, "Please don't eat me," and the zombie just goes, "You're a book with dried old flesh. Fuck you." And just tosses it away where eventually I believe the Hulk uses it as toilet paper.
Yes. Like, credit where it's due. They did keep some of the Evil Dead humor in there.
Yep. Alright, we finally got one of the fucking death masks. We got the one that sees no evil. And putting it in, one of the chains in the coffin retracted. Or unhooked or something. So, we're making progress.
I'm terrified of what's gonna be in that coffin.
Spoilers, it's a Crimson Head.
That is less scary than what I was worried it was gonna be.
It's also a
Still
tough,
bad.
It's also a tougher Crimson Head than the others.
Still bad, but not quite the tyrant I was expecting.
Oh yeah, no, the Tyrant is much later.
Then again, I have to remember, if it is a tyrant, then why is it being contained in a coffin?
It's actually a good question.
How could they contain it in a coffin? Like, spoiler alert for later games, we see just how terrifyingly strong and destructive the tyrants are. These things can yeet helicopters and burst through walls like it's nothing.
One can literally just push a helicopter like it's a piece of cardboard.
absolutely not a good time. So I do love that in some games there's there's an achievement or trophy or whatever you want to call it, depends on your platform, for shooting the thing's hat off.
Oh yeah, in 2.
I can only wonder who the poor schmuck that got turned into that was.
Turned into the tyrant.
Yeah.
Okay, we only have like 2 things of kerosene, but you know what? Better safe than sorry. I don't want no crimson head. In fact, I'm gonna go back, grab some more kerosene, and get those other 2 bodies.
Like, how is it that fictional universes can continue to invent so many new ways to effectively make death seem preferable to the alternatives?
It looks like they were so close together that when I lit them on fire, they were both on fire. Nice. Damn it.
So,
Yes?
remind me again, what was the original purpose for all this research in universe? Because I doubt they set out wanting to make zombies.
So, originally, I believe the purpose was the research into the progenitor virus is to try and find like a way to I believe for Spencer it was to find a way to, you know, live longer. But as other researchers did research, they eventually created the T virus, and that's when Umbrella started creating bioweapons. So the original research, I believe, was for immortality. But every attempt to try and do that resulted in bioweapons.
Some bad guys would go Geneva Convention, more like Geneva Suggestion. Others would say more like Geneva Checklist. Others still would say, who's Geneva?
Who's Geneva and what's their convention about?
Yeah, more or less. Umbrella fits in this category. Morals? The hell are morals?
So yeah, it says here that Spencer had a vision to remake the world and lead it into a new era, seeing the world's current state as self-destructive. He intended to use research data accumulated from bioorganic weapons to carry his vision out and mold a utopia for mankind with himself as the ruler.
Of course.
The bioweapons were just a byproduct of what he was actually after.
And of course, he never stopped to think, you know, maybe I'm part of the problem. Mankind is self-destructive, so I'm gonna destroy it worse so I can rebuild it from the ashes.
But yeah, at this point in time, I believe... they, at this point, like, they were... Umbrella was definitely making bioweapons. I mean, they had a whole training facility and everything.
This is why I keep making this joke in my various sci-fi whatevers. Umbrella got shut down due to multiple malpractice lawsuits.
Oh, hell yeah.
In the case of one currently defunct Halo story, a squad of ODSTs is meant to pick up a bioweapon designed to take out the Covenant, though they don't know that's quite what it is yet. They're just told, this is important, get it. They see that the facility holding it is Umbrella Corp, and one of the ODSTs just says, I always hated this place.
So, fun fact about bioweapons. Out of all the ones that we have seen, that we will see in this franchise, there are 3 that are non-hostile. 2 of which are actively helping people. One, I don't think we're ever actually going to see, because I'm not playing the light gun games.
This setup just wouldn't allow for it.
Yeah. And I'm also not that big a fan of the light gun games. I mean, it adds, like, more story and stuff, sure, but... Oh, son of a bitch. Fuck you, Crimson Head.
But, playing Survivor right now, you said that just as Daku showed up, a red one.
So, yeah, one was in a, I don't remember where it was exactly, but it was during one of Leon S. Kennedy's, first assignments after the events of RE2. Which, we'll get into all of that when we get into it, but, this woman had essentially been created as a bioweapon, but she didn't want to be used as a weapon. In the end, unfortunately, I believe she died. Either that or Leon managed to save her, but in this world, I would not be surprised if she was kept as a lab rat. The other one isn't so much a bioweapon as it is as they are a byproduct of a bioweapon. They ended up infected with another virus that we will encounter later. And while they were cured, traces of it still remain. And while they have no negative effects, like mutations or anything like that, it does allow the person, it does give the person a healing factor.
You describe all that, and I'm reminded of Left 4 Dead with its carriers. People who technically have contracted the virus, but do not show symptoms, do not become zombies. They are basically the virus's way of spreading itself stealthily.
Mm-hmm.
Every single playable character in Left 4 Dead ever, out of all 2 games, has been a carrier. Which explains why you don't get instantly infected when the game starts. Because that thing spreads through the air, it spreads through water, it spreads through bites, it spreads through scratches. It spreads through every conceivable means because it keeps mutating to change how it works every other day. That's why they can't make a cure for it. They can't pin it down because it won't stop mutating.
That's fucked. As for the third bioweapon, I will not name any well, I'm not naming any names for the second and third because spoilers. I want that to be a surprise when we get there. Actually, okay, make that 4 people because I just remembered another one. But one of them turned out to be the result of a bioweapons infection, and did not know it was essentially a bioweapon until near the end of its life. As for the last one, well, they found out pretty early on, and eventually they developed their own abilities, which the SAA use to help people. I like the idea of there being good bioweapons.
people who maintained their sense of self enough to actually enforce their morals to go, you know what? I don't want to be that kind of jerk.
I don't want to be a monster.
So, I've been seeing clips of what I think is like some sort of new movie. It's a zombie movie, but the zombies are docile, I think. They won't attack.
You have my attention.
They won't attack unless provoked. And like, this one clip, the first clip I found, there was this zombie removal service. Basically, this family's, like, this guy's dad became a zombie somehow, and these two showed up. Yeah, we'll take him away for you. This, that, and the other. And they finally managed to get him out of the chair and out of the apartment. As they're driving off, this fan shows up and knocks on the door. Hi, we're the zombie removal service you ordered?
Oh my god. He's been zombie napped!
No, what makes it even better is because they messed up getting him out of the house. Like, the head came off and bit his wife. Like, bit the man's wife. So the wife, now a zombie, comes to the door. Honey?
Oh my god.
Apparently, Mother Teresa's in the movie somewhere as a zombie. I don't know what happened there.
Hey, Barry.
I don't think you're supposed to know.
Ah. Jill.
Barry, I didn't mean to get you that excited.
Right. Anyway, you should read this.
Researcher's will. Letter is slipped inside. The top part of the letter is torn off. The rest of the letter is legible. Alma, I have tried. Oh my god, is this. I saw Alma and my brain immediately went first encounter assault recon. I've tried to survive only to see you again, but my efforts only delayed the inevitable. I'm infected, and there is no cure for what will follow, except to end my life before I lose the only thing that separates me from you, my love for you. In an hour, I'll have entered my eternal sleep, where there is peace. Please understand, please know that I am sorry, Martin Crackhorn.
What do you make of it?
Well, I guess we were right about this mansion being quite unnatural.
You have a way with understatements.
Where's the part that's torn off?
Well, my only guess is that it was the most important part, and somebody didn't want anyone to see it. Let's continue our investigation.
Let's continue our investigation. Barry walks off.
Dang it, Barry! This is why we can't have nice things!
Damn it, Barry, you can't start World War III every time you miss your mom!
This is why we can't have nice things, Barry. You butthole. Surprised you didn't get that one. You not know which one that's from?
No.
I hear
Russian
that,
badgers
and
and
my
just-
brain just goes to bear.exe has stopped working.
Russian Badgers and Justice video.
Oh. Oh god, the bee! Fuck you! Fuck you!
What did he do to deserve that kind of language? Dang.
He came at me with malicious intent.
So that's your only reason as to shoot at it, I see.
It was trying to sting me. And also, like, it could have been a zombie bee. We don't know.
I'd rather not take the chance.
It could have been a zombie bee, we don't know.
Now we'll never know. And that's safe. That's safer than anything else.
It could have been a
Now we'll never
zombie,
know,
we don't...
and I'm okay with that.
He could have been a zombie, we could never know. Dude, he wasn't even rotting. We could never know.
Could have been freshly infected.
Skin hasn't even turned gray yet. There's no bite or scratch mark anywhere. We will never know.
I mean, it could have been injected.
That's what I was thinking.
There's no needle to mark as well.
That we've
You ask
seen.
too many questions.
To use an ancient nostalgia critic joke, we don't take too kindly to logic around these parts.
Which video is that?
It was one of his crossovers, I forget which one.
Huh.
It's one of his better jokes, though, because that basically summed up the internet in a nutshell.
Yeah.
One that stays depressingly relevant as time goes on.
Yep. So, I mentioned this to Taro. Turns out, my brother's room was covered in mold.
Oh boy.
That might be why he's sick. Apparently, something happened and with the AC, and now, like, it wasn't, like, part of it wasn't working. So it just allowed mold to grow everywhere, and I do mean everywhere.
I'm wishing you guys the best to figure out how to clean that up.
Mom's already got a plan. But a lot of his stuff has to be washed. A lot of it has to be thrown out. Like there's nothing we can do for the mattress or box spring that or the Queen Anne chair that he had in there. That shit we had to take to the dump today.
That's unfortunate.
Yep. And now, at least for 2 weeks, my brother has to sleep in the living room.
I wish him the best.
Honestly, he's lucky because the couch in the living room is so damn comfy. I'll just be lying on that thing, and the next thing I know, it's been like I'm suddenly waking up and I've been asleep for 2 hours without even realizing.
Either way, I wish him the best of luck when it comes to reassembling his room after that.
Yeah.
Because like there is no universe where finding out your room is basically one big mold nest is anything other than bad news.
Yep. God, if it were me, I'd be like taking a decontamination shower or some shit. Oh,
Richard!
fuck!
What happened?
It's
You're
Richard!
This whole place is a killing zone.
He's a member of Bravo Team.
There are monsters.
What did this to you?
A big snake. And it had to be poisonous.
Poisonous? Richard, hold on.
Trust nobody.
Bring
Put
me
him out of his
serum.
misery now.
I saw some, but didn't bring any.
I'll go and get it, okay? You're gonna make it.
Thanks.
Alright, so we have to head back and find serum for Richard.
How long does he have? Conveniently, as much time as you'll need to get it. Huh?
I believe
Yeah, it's a video game. Of course they're gonna take it that easy.
that there is... I think there is a time limit? I'm not sure.
In most games, they'd give you just enough time to be able to screw around and get completely sidetracked at least 6 times. It's one of the golden rules, after all. Thou shalt get sidetracked every goddamn time.
That's the golden rule of the wasteland.
And tell me it hasn't been correct in other games. Tell me it hasn't been correct in other games.
Wow.
It hasn't been correct in other games.
And mean it.
Okay, it hasn't been corrected in other games.
Alright. Tell me which ones.
But you just said, tell me it hasn't been corrected in the games. That's what you asked.
Yeah, and then he said, mean it.
And I want to make sure you mean it because now I want to know which games.
Receipts, motherfucker. Receipts.
I'm only doing what you asked me to do.
Then I'm asking you another question. This 20 questions will stop when I get the last answer I needed.
Baba booey, baba booey.
Reality solution. Michael, bye.
Ah, fuck. We got another Crimson Head.
I mean, I know Tara was getting flustered. Oh, stop.
That's you. I'm actually too distracted to get flustered. Let's be honest here. I'm on wave 18.
You know as well as I do, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know. Oh, BD boy. BD boy gonna die. Okay, I'm gonna be honest actually. How in the 9 realms is the Flash in any speedster ever gonna actually be infected with any kind of zombie virus?
Simply put, you just gotta convince them to slow down.
They're gonna try and help people.
Like, they're gonna try to help people, so convincing them to slow down is not nearly as difficult as you think.
I mean,
it's the same excuse for why Spider-Man could get infected.
Quicksilver got infected.
Okay, but I raised you this. If their metabolism can go so fast that they constantly need to eat, why can't it just, you know, do the same for when they're sick? Or, I don't know, when they're infected with a dang virus?
The same reason it managed to overtake Wolverine and Deadpool despite their healing factors.
That's just something I don't understand. Like, how is that possible?
Let's be real here. It shouldn't be. But it's only possible because the writers deem it so.
That's the reason why the Flash isn't the most powerful character in the comics. Because the writers... Because it all depends on who's writing him. He could feasibly, like, take on the entire Justice League solo.
And win.
And win.
Like, I have to stress that point. Take them all on, yes, including Batman fanboys, and win, yes, even against Batman fanboys.
Yeah,
because Batman, because, like, let me put it this way. Yes, Batman can make all the contingency plans he wants, but there's a difference between planning and executing.
So fuck you, Batmite.
I'm beginning to wonder if all the Batman fanboys who keep insisting on prep time aren't just all accounts for Batmite.
That'd be fucking funny if it was.
I mean, it would make sense, and that's how you can get shots at them into an official DC comic. Make them all alt accounts for Batmite. Like, how is it that Larry in Teen Titans is less annoying than Batmite, despite effectively being the same character concept? I digress. You were saying something, Taro.
I'm gonna be honest. Last episode of Brave and the Bold was downright dirty. What they did.
Yeah, The Brave and the Bold was an underrated series.
It brought a lot of, like, lesser-known heroes to the spotlight, and I will applaud it for that.
I had encountered Red Tornado in Justice League Unlimited once or twice, but I didn't really get to know him until Brave and the Bold.
And Young Justice. At least for me.
And for a lot of other people. Not me, but that's because I didn't get to watch Young Justice as much. I hear it was a good show.
It was.
Which is why I want to give it the respect it deserves, even if I didn't see it. Because I know people who have, and if it makes them happy, that makes me happy.
I'm happy what they did in the final episode, actually, of Young Justice. I mean,
One thing at a time. What happened to that final episode of Brave and the Bold? Because I missed that one.
it all has to do with finding Batmite.
Of course.
Basically, he didn't like what they were doing with Batman and Brave and the Bold. Yes, he was watching the whole dang time. So he decided to try change it in such a way to get it cancelled.
Oh, wait, I think I've heard of this.
In doing so,
If there was ever a way to take pot shots at the DCAU fanboys complaining that this isn't their Batman. Thing is, I'm pretty sure most DCAU Batman fans liked this Batman.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
he was corny and cheesy, but at its core, he was still Batman.
man, oh god, I can't remember the character. There's one other character who was trying to stop Batmite from doing such a stupid act. I can't remember. He looks kind of like a bug kind of person.
Blue Beetle.
What'd you say?
Blue Beetle.
No, not Jaime. He was green. He was also an interdimensional traveler as well.
Oh wait,
I can't remember.
I think. Hold on.
I love how we've gone from zombies to this. I love this channel. I love this show.
God, did he have like yellow on him as well as green?
Yeah.
God, I know who you're talking about. He was at the end of every New 52 comic book for this stupid, ad read that was supposed to get you interested in more comics. What the fuck was his name?
Either way. For the entire episode, he kept trying to undo the things that Batman was doing. Unfortunately, he failed, causing Batman to get taken off air.
I'm just still happy that they had Scooby-Doo crossover with his Batman the Brave and the Bold.
Actually, I think
Yeah,
that was the actual episode.
Ambush bug.
Yeah, Ambush Bug. I think that was the actual episode, like the final episode.
Yeah, give us a nice, very, very loving send-off to the multiple times, actually, that Scooby and the gang have crossed over with DC. Speaking of which, did you know that there was a point where Shaggy and Scooby became Yellow Lanterns, and they were the two most powerful Yellow Lanterns on record?
Yes.
Anyway,
I'm just bringing this up on a tangent because it was there.
Anyway, yeah. Unfortunately, Ambush Bug fails and Bad Mike gets his way. Only realizing after Brave and the Bold got cancelled, since this show doesn't exist, neither does he. So, as the episode is ending, one by one his limbs fade out of existence, leaving only his head left. And then the episode ends after he completely vanishes from existence.
I forgot to grab the fucking lighter. God damn it.
Yeah, good riddance, Batmite, but also sayonara to a good show. I mean, for what it's worth, it also had one of my favorite Batman voices outside of the DCAU.
Also, one of my favorite quotes. The hammer of justice is unisex.
Man, that needed to be framed somewhere.
You wouldn't hit a lady, would you? The hammer of justice is unisex. BAM!
It gave me one of my favorite versions of Aquaman while we were at it. Dude he was doing good for the world, and he was having a fucking blast every damn second. That's the kind of Aquaman I want to see more of. The guy who is doing good and is just having fun every moment. Also, this show did the impossible and got me to care about the Atom. I guess I must have missed the episodes in JLU where they actually, worked on his character and showed him off to the audience, because I honestly didn't know who the Atom was before that episode. We're off topic. Zombies!
It's okay to go a little off topic sometimes.
Well, if we didn't, it wouldn't be a bear stream.
Yeah.
Alright, then allow me to bring us into a controlled tangent. We've talked Marvel Zombies plenty of times. How about Deceased?
Ooh.
I refuse to go near that one, actually.
I feel like that one was like a preachy message in disguise, because the zombie plague in that one was spread through contact with screens.
Right. It was because of Cyborg and like an infected mother box or something.
The anti-life equation has combined with his, I think, the mother box itself and Cyborg, and so anyone who even looks at a screen gets zombified. The entire planet Earth had to go dark in order to stop the infection. I feel like there's a preachy message in here somewhere, but I just, it's beyond me.
I might get going. I'm getting real tired, actually.
Alright.
See you later.
Later.
Yep.
Later, Gator.
See you later. See you later, Digigators.
I've legit heard people debate which apocalypse was worse for its universe. My answer has remained unchanged. Marvel Zombies is worse because at the very least you can stop the infection and deceased.
You can't in Marvel Zombies, and also, it's spread to, like multiple alternate universes,
Including very nearly managing to get a foothold in the 616 universe several times.
Like, it got to the point where in order to contain it, it was essentially put in
The
like
Walter had to step in.
yeah, it was put into a fixed loop.
The final surviving zombie, the Sentry, becomes Patient Zero again and again and again. Wherever this plague's true origin started, it no longer matters. And then it turns out other dimensions started getting their own similar plagues independent of this one, and it's like, what was the point?
I like the one where it was like an advanced version of the Brood or whatever. Because in that one, we at least got to see Spider-Man not be infected.
Yes, that is my favorite interpretation of the story. Not only does Peter Parker's Spider-Man at least make it to the end, I don't know if I could say the same for Miles.
I think Miles was dead by the time the story started.
But we also got to see, effectively, Pete returning the favor to the Fantastic Four for all the help they've given him over the years, being the truest of true friends here. When the Double F basically disappeared and became zombies themselves, Pete took it upon himself to take care of their kids. In the middle of all that,
Uncle Peter stepping up.
and I have to put all of the stress in the world on this. The entire time, I've gone over just how intense the spider sense can get and how it manifests in his head.
Mm-hmm.
How, depending on the intensity of the danger, it can be varying levels of either mild headache or straight up migraine. The spider sense was on full blast 24/7.
Fuck. No wonder he looks so miserable in that comic.
He's in constant pain because of the state of the world. And he's still trying to be a good uncle on top of that. it is actually commented on at least once that it's a miracle he ever got any amount of sleep. Between the danger and his spider sense, the fact that he didn't drop dead from exhaustion is impressive. Oh, and then there's the biggest insult of all. The way this zombie plague brood shit tried to convince Pete to willingly join it. By manifesting as MJ.
Oh, fuck you.
Yeah, that was effectively Pete's response. And lo and behold, they kind of did manage to figure out a cure in this universe.
That's good.
Like, the infection was stopped. The damage was done. There's no way all the lives lost are coming back. But the infection was stopped. And you know what? For Pete, that was good enough for him. After everything he'd been through, everything he'd had to do, breaking his no-kill rule on a basically daily basis.
Honestly, I would forgive any superhero breaking their no-kill rule in a zombie apocalypse.
That means you're more forgiving to Peter than Pete himself is.
Because there is no way to survive without taking out zombies.
Like, this is something I believe that was addressed. Pete knows this, but he also acknowledges that just because he knows this, it doesn't make taking lives any easier.
Alright, we got 2 of the death masks.
In fact, it damn near made it worse because now he's struck with the well, what could have been? Could I have saved you in time?
Poor Peter. I don't know why, but I just had a thought. Peter Parker in Gundam.
Oh, the poor schmuck would never survive.
I mean, like, transfer that skill into piloting skill, and then spider sense into new type abilities.
Pete would be one of the most dangerous new types to ever live. Which, in turn, leads to the downsides of being a new type. Contrary to popular belief, being a new type, especially in the universal century of Gundam, sucks almost across the board. Imagine, you bump into a stranger, and because of that, its new type connection, you know everything about this person. You feel like you've known them your entire goddamn life. You get this in a matter of seconds. Now imagine you're on the battlefield and you get this every time you have to shoot somebody down.
Yeah, that really does suck.
That is something that people don't seem to acknowledge when it comes to new types. It's awful! New types are supposed to represent the duality of the depression of war and hope for the future. The pain that mankind goes through when it fights itself, but also the hope that we can eventually move past the fighting and just, in the words of the Doctor, sit down and talk.
I'm sorry, I think new types were never actually meant for combat.
They weren't.
But because we're
They weren't.
because we're the human race and we're fucking stupid. We saw someone with extraordinary.
We will weaponize anything.
Yes.
We will weaponize anything. That is one of our biggest issues as a species.
You see this apple that fell to the ground?
Plague.
Yeah, we're gonna weaponize gravity. Why? Fuck you.
Well, because we gotta kick somebody's ass. Otherwise, we'll get our own asses kicked. By who? Somebody.
If we don't do it, someone else will. Who? I don't know.
Somebody. Humanity has got to be simultaneously one of the smartest and one of the dumbest goddamn species to ever live.
Yep. We've put people on the moon. And
we still do this to each other.
Yep.
We invented one of the fastest ways to ever communicate with people, and more folks are intent on using the anonymity to spread all kinds of stupidity than to actually use it for its real purpose.
Yeah.
We have done some incredible shit, but we're still going to find the dumbest possible way to use it.
We invented a great many things. Many of which have been weaponized. We figured out how to fly. Well, we also figured out how to drop bombs on people. We figured out how to get across the ocean. We also figured out how to use the ocean we've also figured out how to create underwater missiles.
We invented all kinds of medicines, and we made poisons out of them.
We created the cure for cancer, but we're not going to give it to people because then we won't make money. Yes, I am one of the people that believe that we already have the cure for cancer. But there's no profit in curing cancer. There's profit in treating cancer and researching cancer.
Because, I mean, at its core, what is cancer but just certain cells going off their programming and reproducing more than they need to? Like, I'm sure there's a lot of diseases that we claim to be searching for a cure for, that we already have cures for, that we're just never gonna see because there's no money in it.
Some of them, we did end up getting anyway, simply because, like, the alternative is...
Necessity.
Well, yeah, like the alternative is too dangerous. Like polio.
Or the big ass plague we had in the early 2020s.
Yeah.
There's no cure, but we at least have a vaccine.
Yep. And while yes, the more COVID adapts and mutates, the less effective it becomes. Last I heard, oh, go ahead.
I'm just gonna add, because evolutionarily it makes no sense to evolve a virus to kill every single time. The virus wants to live too.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, proceed, Bear.
Like with every like mutation and evolution, like it becomes less effective, but easier to spread.
Because again, the virus wants to live too. And it can't live in a dead host. So it evolves to make itself more contagious but less deadly over time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, just because we haven't seen certain things pop up recently doesn't mean they're completely gone. There are absolutely places in the world where you can still catch bubonic plague.
Yeah.
Man, this took a dark turn.
To quote that one Fallout song, to sum it up, the end is near, we're all doomed, now on to sports.
The moment you realize that we laugh at the depiction of humanity in Invader Zim because it's too close to reality for comfort.
Yep.
To bring us to a brighter topic, it's mentalities like what we just went through that makes me so damn happy to see superheroes that are just good people.
Yes.
In fact, I'm pretty sure most of the world likes superheroes that are good people. They just don't want to admit it.
There's so many people that just go, no, they gotta be realistic. They have to be assholes. It's like, no, they don't.
Right, because the guy with the proportionate strength, speed, and agility of a human-sized spider needs to be realistic.
Like,
Well, let me tell you a little something. It is realistic for a person who suffers this amount of tragedy to decide, I don't want to feel this anymore, and I don't want others to feel this and go out of their way to start helping people because of it. It's not impossible.
Like, the biggest difference between the Boys comic book and the TV show is the fact that despite many heroes being assholes, psychopaths, or just jaded beyond belief, there are still some out there that are actual superheroes. They want to do the right thing. They want to help people.
Because really, what's the point in having all that power if you're not helping someone? What's the point in continuing to go on if you're so freaking just cynical? What is the point of it?
Mm-hmm.
If you're not going to improve the world, why complain about it? Believe me, I'd love to do more to make the world a better place. If only I could.
Same. I just try to do small things here and there. Hold the door open for people. Like,
throw a compliment somewhere every now and again.
mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, cool shirts. Because having been on the receiving end of that, I know how much a simple small compliment like, that's a cool shirt, actually brightens a person's day.
Alright, so
It doesn't cost much. It costs literally nothing to be a good person.
So, we found another member of STARS. I believe this is Forrest. He was pecked to death by birds.
Ooh.
Yeah, not pretty. So out of all of the members of STARS, let's see here. Let's see. All right. On the death list, we have Joseph Frost from Alpha Team. Vehicle and equipment maintenance technician, qualified to handle dangerous goods. On Bravo Team, we have Edward Dewey, maintenance specialist and pilot, and we saw him die in RE0. Forrest Speyer, maintenance specialist and sharpshooter, who we just took out, and Kenneth J. Sullivan, chemist, who is the first person we saw killed in RE1. Well, no, second one. Forrest was Joseph was the first one we saw killed, but Kenneth was the second one. He was the black guy that one zombie was munching on.
Ooh. This is why when I'm asked what video game universe do I want to live in, I do not answer Resident Evil.
Oh yeah, because like that, like Resident Evil is fucked.
Like, really, think about it. You have to be careful with every damn thing because zombie outbreaks happen so regularly. You have to be careful what kind of food and water you get. You have to be always wearing something as far as masks go because you could inhale something. It is literally just perpetual 2020 in there.
Also, like sometimes it doesn't even matter if you're careful because sometimes you could just be at an airport waiting for your plane to arrive, and then whoops, a plane full of zombies just crashes into the fucking airport. That happened in one of the CG movies.
If you live in the Resident Evil universe, you are not living, you are waiting to die.
Basically, yeah. Alright, I'm looking up a walkthrough because I'm lost.
That's why a universe like theirs needs good people that it actually attempts to improve their world. Because Lord knows Umbrella ain't gonna fix any of their shit. Not unless they're literally forced to.
Yeah.
And even then, they'll find a way to struggle out of it. Because fixing our messes is bad for business. Now the apocalypse, that's good business. Wait, why are you looking at me like that? Clearly I know how to science better than you. How is having no customers left good for business? Well, easy, that's Dear God, what have we done?
This is why they, like, later on they would tone down on, like, what they would actually sell as bioweapons. Because, like, in one of the CG movies, there is a group of resistance fighters in, like, in another country that bought, bought BOWs from, like, a third party or something. And it was Lickers and Mr. X's, which we will encounter in the second game.
If you want a good idea of what playing Resident Evil 2 in a nutshell is like, just watch the Markiplier animated skit on it.
Or, you know, wait until we start playing it.
Right? If I hide, they'll never find me. At this point, if you want to sum up my playthroughs of RE2 Remake in a nutshell, just play the Markiplier with the flamethrower clips on loop. Okay, it's just a hop and a jump and... Ah! Continues to scream while mindlessly blasting with the flamethrower. There's a reason I never go back to normal playthroughs once I unlock the infinite ammo weapons.
What I was doing this series with Bunny, we were at Resident Evil 3 Remake. We were in the hospital with the hunters, and I just went, alright, fuck it, and brought out the infinite rocket launcher. I actually scared the shit out of her with that. Because I was getting legitimately upset. Because they kept killing me. So I just went, you know what? Fuck it. Fight fire with fire.
Somebody's dog out in the neighborhood is going nuts.
Alright, so we got the music sheet. We got the full song. So we can play Moonlight Sonata, but first let's switch out the lighter for the shield emblem.
And there we go. That is a lot more silver added to this bolt.
Oh, I just remembered. I actually managed to find a hammer weapon for Black 3.
Nice.
Yep. I had to use 30-minute missions optional weapon pack, but I got it. I got a good ass hammer for Black 3.
I mean, they're
now.
made to be compatible with Gunpla for a reason.
Mm-hmm. It's just a little loose in Black 3's hand.
No worries. Stick it out the handle with some paint or nail polish or something, and you're good to go.
Also, I am back to collecting the solar system armors for the core Gundam.
Sweet.
Because they are now a lot cheaper.
I had the chance to get at the what was it, Evan Gundam? When the Gundam base showed up at my local hobby shop a couple months ago.
Ah.
I'm still kind of kicking myself for not getting that.
Right now,
that was like my only chance to get a Core Gundam 2.
Right now, I have. If you replace the moon with Earth, I have the core Sailor Scout team. And I also got the Neptune 8 armor.
Neptate, yeah.
Neptate.
It is like, for whatever reason, they never finished the name of the planet with the armor. Mercury 1, V2, Earth 3, Mars 4, Earth and Mars being the only exceptions here. Jupiter, Saturnix, I believe, is the only remaining exception. Yurevin, Neptate, Plutine.
The only ones I need now are
Speaking of which, Plutine was actually in the hobby shop the same time Yurevin was, so I had two options to get a Core Gundam 2 and failed both checks. Damn it!
I still need to get the Pluto, the Yurevin, the Saturn, as well as the weapons for Saturn and Neptate. I do not have weapons for V2 or Mars 4, but I don't think I will ever be able to get them because they were hard as fuck to find before, and now they're probably impossible.
You should have been in my neck of the woods when the Gundam base was here.
Did they have the weapons?
They had Murky One.
I already have Murky One.
They had other weapons too. I just remember Murky One off the top of my head.
Trevor's Diary. November 24th, 1967.
I think I also saw Mars in there.
11 days have passed since arriving on this estate. How did I end up like this? A guy in a lab coat brought me a meager plate of food and said, "Sorry to put you through this, but it's for security reasons." That's when it hit me. It all makes sense now. There are only two people that know the secret of this mansion, Sir Spencer and myself. If they kill me, Sir Spencer will be the only person that knows the secret. But for what purpose? It doesn't matter now. It's too dangerous here. My family, I hope they're all right. I've decided to escape. Jessica, Lisa, I pray you are safe. November 26, 1967. How could I be so careless? I lost my favorite lighter the one Jessica gave me for my birthday. That's going to be that much harder to escape this dark place. That must be the lighter we picked up.
That's what I'm thinking too.
November 13th, the date when my fate was sealed. My aunt was hospitalized just 3 days before that. Jessica and Lisa said that they were going to visit her. I wish I could be there with them. But wait, even as I'm writing, my memory is coming back to me more vividly. Just before I passed out, I remember the men in the lab coats said something like, "Most likely your family is already..." I pray for their safety. November 27th, 1967. Somehow I managed to get out of that room. But getting out of this mansion won't be as easy. I have to get past all the booby traps. Tiger eyes, gold emblem. I have to try and remember for my own sake. So that was the diary of the man who built this mansion. George Trevor, I believe. He actually specializes in special construction for places like this, like the Spencer estate. In fact, it's later revealed that he had a company, later handled by, I guess, another family member, since, well, George doesn't really make it out of this one. If it wasn't obvious.
We're all dead down here, George Z.
Exactly. So, the shield emblem was to open up the door so that we could get out. And now that we have the other shield emblem, we can finally do the puzzle in the dining room. Alright, so. You see this picture?
Just a moment. The painting with the people sword fighting?
Yes. Picture of two knights striking each other. The short sword had been thrust into the breast of one knight, while the long sword had pierced the head of the other. One is wearing red, the other is wearing green. We need to, when the two have run each other through, the path to your destiny will open. So you can turn the gears inside the clock. Try it? Yes. Turn which gear? Small. Right. Oh, fuck. That's... No. No. I fucked up. Alright. Small. Turn to the right. Okay. Just full circle. Go back. Just full circle.
Otherwise, you could have just turned it to the left and gotten back to where you had it originally.
I could have. So we had to make the long and short hands on the clock match the painting.
Yeah. So I was on the right track mentally.
Okay, shield key.
For your viewing later, I prettied up my Legacy Silverbolt.
Nice.
Assuming the picture's sent properly.
Alright, can save. Save successful. Gonna put ink ribbon away and grab a thing of mixed herbs. And now we're ready for whatever it was to attack Richard. In fact, let me just equip the grenade launcher.
Yeah. Go Go get Boom Beetle. That is never gonna steer you wrong.
We've used the
Silverbolt
shield
would have looked
key,
even better if
and we don't need it anymore, so bye-bye shield key.
I would have made Silverbolt look even better if my chrome pen hadn't died.
Hello!
And Silverbolt fell over on sight. Yeah, that is how you know. That is how you know the thing's bad. When
Payback
the
time.
brave, strong, and dumb as a sack of hamsters knight paladin thing falls over on sight.
Thanks.
Yeah, giant snake. No thanks.
This one's called Yawn. And he ate Richard.
Oh, that's probably one of the worst ways to go yet.
We did get another death mask, though. And a better shotgun.
This hardly feels worth it, trading an ally's life for these.
Am I poisoned?
Oh, it's awful.
I need serum.
Alright, so now, because I got hit by Yawn, I have been poisoned, and I have to go back to where I got the serum for Richard in order to cure myself.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be needing it anymore. Ouch.
The good thing about these incendiary rounds is that I don't have to worry about lighting them on fire afterwards, because they're already on fire. Anything I kill with it, any zombie I kill with this is not coming back as a Crimson Head, I will tell you that.
She'll definitely as tough as they come for staying on her feet and moving while poisoned.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Actually, no. I'll just put the regular shotgun away since I have it. Other
Super
one.
shoddy.
Yep. All right. So that makes 3 masks, I believe.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Music that plays in the safe room sounds like a friggin' siren.
Mm-hmm. Alright. So, we're going to end it off here for today. We beat a boss. Kind of. We got some new weapons.
Lost another teammate.
My lamp fell. Again. Lost a... yeah, lost another teammate. Found out what we found... Yeah, we had found 2 more members of Bravo team. One was dead. The other was, like, poisoned. And then he got eaten by a snake.
Which is probably one of the worst deaths yet.
Oh, yeah. And we have obtained 3 of the death masks. We just need 1 more. I'm just trying to remember where the hell it is. We are missing a key, I believe. But anyway, we are going to end it off here. So, thank you all for watching. This has been Vegas Bear 92.
Meikumon.
Briefly.
And briefly joined by Taro.
Yes. If you like the stream and want to support us, you can do so by donating at the link below on Twitch, or by subscribing to the channel. Any little bit helps, but if you... Everything just keeps falling around me today. If you don't want to, or if you can't, because, trust us, we get it. We're all broke down here, Georgie. You can support us in other ways, such as simply watching the Twitch, simply watching the streams, as well as following the Twitch channel, which will grant you access to my Discord if you want it. On the YouTube side of things, you can watch the videos on YouTube, you can like the videos on YouTube, comment on the videos on YouTube, as well as subscribe to the YouTube channel, as that is where all our streams go as VODs once we are done.
Because Lord knows Twitch hates archiving anything.
Yep. And if the YouTube channel ever becomes monetized, I'm going to ask YouTube to demonetize it. Simply because I don't want the trouble. It's like the second your channel becomes monetized, YouTube has you on like a list of people to bully. But,
That's why we tend to use such vile language here.
Yep. As long as these videos don't get monetized, we're all good. On YouTube, I mean. But yeah, so that's gonna be it for today. We will be back tomorrow with Super Robot Wars. And as usual, Wednesday is going to be my day off. Thursday, we will be back with GB4. And Friday will be Fallout Friday. Again. Don't know about the Saturday streams because my brother's still sick and I might be catching what he has. I'm not sure. We're not even sure if what he has is contagious. Ah! Caillou has followed. Thank you. You followed at like the worst possible time though. We're ending the stream. And there is a time limit for new followers to make sure that you're not a bot. So because we've been having trouble with those lately. But if you're not a bot and you are interested in the stream, you can check us out tomorrow, where we're playing Super Robot Wars.
I ain't doing the sound clip again.
Fair enough. So, yeah, that's gonna be it for us at the Bear Cave here. Stay safe, stay cool, and
I guess soon it'll be stay warm.
Yeah, soon it's gonna be stay warm, stay dry, as well, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
I hate snakes.
Beware of giant snakes named Yawn.